What's up, everybody? It's Young here with a Final Fantasy XV news update. The following information comes from Game Informer, which featured Final Fantasy XV as its latest cover story. Throughout the following days, I'll be making separate videos detailing various categories of new information revealed through the article. Today I would like to talk about the monsters of Final Fantasy XV. In the Game Informer article, the Final Fantasy XV development team detailed the process for creating the monsters that inhabit the world. The first monster that they designed, according to the art director, Tomohiro Hasegawa, was the Behemoth. The Behemoth is, of course, the four-legged beast that we got to fight in Final Fantasy XV Episode Duskai. The goal that game director Hajime Tabata laid out was to make the monsters and creatures feel like they could be featured in National Geographic. With the Behemoth, for example, the goal was to think of a behemoth that could appear in a documentary program. This meant that creating monsters involved more than realistic muscles and cinematic camera angles. They had to think about many other aspects of the creature's design, like how the creature might have evolved over the years, or how it spends time in its natural habitat. According to Hasegawa, the idea is to create an array of enemies that feel real and deadly in the world. This approach to creating monsters not only impacted the way they were designed aesthetically, but also their attack patterns during gameplay. In most other games, enemies will usually telegraph their attacks through things like winding up animations, but in Final Fantasy XV that won't be the case. With the Behemoth, for example, they made it so that it juts its claws out quickly and ferociously like a predator, making its attacks difficult to avoid. In other words, in the same manner that real-life predators attack and kill their prey as swiftly and efficiently as possible, the predators of Final Fantasy XV will behave similarly. Hasegawa noted that some people in the development team thought that with this approach, Final Fantasy XV wouldn't be much of a game, but Tabata asked the team to disregard that and to create living creatures. As a result, throughout development, the team even went as far as spending evenings watching videos of living creatures and studying them. That's pretty incredible, that every monster and creature inhabiting the world of Final Fantasy XV will get a sort of National Geographic treatment, so to speak. Now, it's important to keep in mind that not all enemies in Final Fantasy XV will be from the natural world. Like with any Final Fantasy game, the game also features artificial enemies like mechanical foes from the Niflheim Empire, which we got to see in action during the base infiltration gameplay video, as well as otherworldly enemies like demonic beasts, one of which we get to fight in the Platinum demo in the form of the Iron Giant. According to Game Informer's article, for these less natural types of enemies, the development team leaned toward throwback visual designs. Final Fantasy XV lead animator Taisuke Oe had the following to say about the matter. For the demon types, we try to focus on things that remained in our fans' memories and try to bring them back as much as possible. One example that was given was the return of the Arachne from Final Fantasy IV, the half-woman, half-spider creature. According to Game Informer, the version of the creature shown in Final Fantasy XV basically looks like a living incarnation of Yoshitaka Amano's original illustration from Final Fantasy IV, which is really exciting. Other familiar monsters from past Final Fantasy entries that are set to return for Final Fantasy XV include the Malboro, Cactuar, Tonberry, and Naga, along with various others that Game Informer wasn't willing to spoil. But basically, alongside the National Geographic-style animals and creatures, demonic beasts, and mechanical foes, expect to also see familiar enemies from previous Final Fantasy games fully realized and brought to life in Final Fantasy XV. And that's pretty much all the information unveiled about the process of creating the monsters, creatures, and enemies of Final Fantasy XV. Tabata's goals are definitely incredibly ambitious, but the team has had a decade to bring their ambitions to life, and based on what I've seen, I'm personally confident that the team will deliver. But of course, we'll have to wait until the game launches to find out for sure. What are your thoughts on Final Fantasy XV's approach on designing animals, monsters, creatures, and enemies? Let us know in the comments below. And to be further updated on gaming news, stay tuned right here on Young Yeah. I'll see you guys next time. Young out!